Welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. Today is the 12th of July, 2023. As usual, please don't forget that the meeting is recorded, and we start with introductions, but I believe there are no new participants in the meeting. So we can continue. As reminders, other than the usual reminders of the help wanted label and the incubation proposal and such, there are still two reviews pending that were already discussed multiple times. So one is for the bare metal host API change that we are planning. This is I believe very well discussed, but it still has not been approved. I think there is still some feedback needed from Dimitri, but let's see. And then there is one other PR that is there for a month now. That's from Javad. That's for the TLS configuration flags for BMO. That would be very, very nice to merge finally. And I think this has been reviewed quite a lot. So it's not really up to Javad anymore. So please, if you have time and you haven't been pinged, please approve this one. So these were the two main reviews that are pending for a long time and have been already discussed on the community meetings. Otherwise, we have some update from the Ionic Scalability Working Group. Today I discussed it with Mohammed, and basically, as far as I understand, you are at this point addressing these PEP linter issues, right?
Yes, Huey is working on that. He pushed some changes that were needed for his work on this fake IPA, and there are probably some CI or linter issues that popped up, and he's fixing them. After that, I will continue addressing the comments from Dimitri and Steve.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, just for those who will watch the recording and not that familiar with the project, this is Ironic. It's basically the OpenDev repository, and in that repository, or in that Gerrit server, this Sushi Tools repository, and this is something that the Ironic Scalability Working Group has spent a lot of time to enhance the Sushi tool to support the basically the mocking of the IPA calls and doing scalability tests. So this is not under the umbrella of the Metal3 project, but the thing that we also use in the project. Yep. I think there are no other updates related to this, so we can continue to the regular discussion topics. And then the first regular discussion topic would be, again, your proposal moment for reusing the upstream CAPI E2E tests.
Yeah, so I have created this issue when I was trying to reuse a couple of copy tests. And the issue there is in Metal3, we have these CRs related to BMO that are not part of the cluster template. And when copy creates the cluster, they generate random namespaces. And of course, as they create the or apply the template in this random or generated namespace, the machine resources would be looking for the BMH in that namespace, and we are supposed to create the BMH before in that namespace and make them available to be used by copy. And yeah, that was the issue with reusing them. Well, we could reuse the upgrade test, and we managed to create the BMH in the generated namespaces using some hooks, but it's not possible in the rest of the tests. And copy community will not accept adding hooks for all the tests, I guess. So discussing this, we found that probably we could add the BMH to the cluster template. And probably this not a good approach, but the idea was just to create a cluster template for CI only. And there we can do this workaround just to be able to reuse the E2E test. So I would like to have some opinions and ideas on this issue from the community. Yeah, that was it. Adam, if you are speaking, we cannot.
Oh yeah, sorry. So I was muted, but so what I mentioned is today there are only 5 of us in the meeting, so probably you won't get a consensus on this. But my understanding is that you are proposing basically that in the CAPM3 in the E2E tests, only in that repository we would have a separate set of manifests or a separate manifest template, or basically like a separate extension of the cluster template that would deploy the BMHs, and that would only affect the CAPM3.
Yeah, basically having a local custom CI template with this workaround, like with BMH there. But of course, we'll not have the BMH when we publish the releases or when we publish the template with the release on the GitHub.
Yeah, of course. If we look at the code a bit, and in my opinion, if you put anything under this test directory, even if that's a manifest or a manifest template for a custom resource, that's fine. We do it anyways. Like there are KCP templates and whatnot here. Where was that? Not even that. Yeah, the basis. That's what I'm looking for. And yeah, so we already have manifests that we are using here, which are basically utilizing other operators. In this case, the what's it called, the KubeADM bootstrap operator or controller or whatever its name. So we already do similar things. So I don't see why wouldn't we be allowed or able to add this CR manifest to the cluster template.
Yeah, I mentioned some drawbacks there in the issue. For example, probably this approach would be confusing for people regarding that template or what they expect in the template. And also when we add the BMH to the template, each time we apply the template, we need to create and inspect the BMH again, which needs some time. And yeah, those were at least the things that I have in mind. But yeah, I would like to have more opinions on that, or if there is a different approach to solve this issue when reusing copy tests.
Yeah, I'm not that familiar with the copy tests, just with our own tests. For me, it seems okay to start testing this approach. Where do we have the cluster template? I always forget. Is it in tests or somewhere else? It's in test, right?
Yeah, it's the one that you were checking there. We
Oh, no, not this.
generate basically the cluster template when for tests.
Yeah, the cluster template. Yeah, this one. Yeah, I was checking the basis, but no, but this is not that. Where is the base file? Oh yeah, here, this one. Yeah. I still find it absolutely fine to put anything into this, but then there comes the technical drawback that you meant, that this would, what would this do? So if we would deploy four BMHs, which is a common thing to do in the tests, and they would be part of the cluster template, would that then slow down the cluster deployment? I don't think so.
Yeah, my thinking is that when we pre-create the BMH in a fixed namespace, we inspect them, and then they are available for any template that comes later. But when we do this in the same time when applying the template, then what happens
Oh
is
yeah,
registering the BMH first, then inspecting them, then provisioning or whatever. And probably if we had like different templates, this will always do the same or redo the same thing, I guess.
yeah. You are right. Just one. Okay. Yeah, and there should be actually even a wait period to let this finish the inspection, and then can the CAPI start deploying or creating the cluster, because until that point there is nothing for CAPM3 to use as like a base or an infra provider or machine or whatever, because the BMHs are not there. And could there be any? I'm just wondering that. Have you tested this, by the way? Have you deployed this way?
Yeah, I remember I have tested this some time ago when I was working on reusing the upgrade test, but at the end I managed to use this hook function to apply the BMH instead of including them in the template. But in terms of visibility, I have already did that.
Okay. That would require a bigger group of folks to discuss. I think we can bring this next week because I don't know enough about the CAPI deployment process to know that what are the limitations when it deploys these things. I mean, deploys the CR manifests, and what sort of caveats are there?
Yeah, we can keep this in the discussion for the next weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Now, where was I? Up here. Okay, so I will just note this, that this will be moved to the reminder section. And yeah, and then yep. And then yeah, the next one is from Javad. I think Javad is, yeah, it's not in the meeting. So yeah, this is a new PR, relatively new one. I asked him if I can remove the hold on this. I think I can remove it. I guess folks have not reviewed this because there was a hold on this. I didn't notice the hold before like last week. I just noticed it today. And this is basically just fuzzing the VMO, which I have no clue about. Like I never worked with this fuzzing stuff. So if you are interested or you know how this works, please review this. I think Tuomo has he? No, it's actually no one has reviewed it. I pinged a few folks about this, but I'm not sure how many approvers and reviewers are available. Yeah, but please check this also if you have time or you are in the mood. And that were the two actual discussion topics. There we could also talk about the CI issues that are there because of the SQL Alchemy lock problem. So I have not collected yet that change request or that pull request from OpenDev. Mohammed, do you have that on hand? That tool PR, or actually I can check it.
Yeah, I have it. I can share it on the chat.
Yeah, thanks. And I will put it there because that's now a bit breaking our CI. And that is actually an upstream issue to us. So a bunch of these failing issues, I believe, even today, has, oh no, this is a different issue, but regardless, there is an ongoing problem with the Ironic that we have notified the Ironic community about. And this, yeah, thanks for the link. And there are already fixes, 2 different fix even for different issues related to the database access. But we are still waiting for them to get merged. I think that was one for the periodics, and this was the other one. So let's put them here. Maybe it will help someone to understand why the test failed on a pull request.
Yeah, I have also created an issue for that one, copy M3. I can put it there on the notes as well.
Yeah, please do so. Thanks. That's very good. Yeah, so there are some instability with some of the tests because of this, because the database is not releasing the lock, or we don't release the lock when we connect to the database. So folks are already working on that. I don't know how visible it was in the pull request tests, but in the periodics, this was something we already noticed last week. And it was also visible in the Ironic communities jobs, in the Zool jobs. Okay, I think there was nothing else recently. No major development. Is there anything that you would like to add, or any questions or improvement requests or anything? Okay, if there are no agenda points, no questions, problems, then let's meet next week, same time. Next week we will have triaging also. And yeah, thank you for your time and have a nice rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye.